So let's talk about exponents and radicals further. So exponents and radicals, or radical expressions is what we like to call them. So basically last time we talked about how a to the n over n power is the same thing as the nth root of a taken to the n power. Let's do an example where we've got a good number, right? So let's do 2 taken to 6 divided by 2. Okay? Now, cool thing about this is we've got some weird things that occur. If we follow this concept right here, we've got the square root of 2 to the 6th power. Now what this becomes is 2, the square root of 2 to the 6th power becomes square root of 64, which does equal 8, plus or minus, because the index is 2. Okay, right here, it's an invisible index. A lot of people forget that it's a 2, but you're gonna have an error here if you just immediately simplify this. Now, 2 to the 6 divided by 2 is 3, which is 2 times 2 times 2, which does give you 8. I agree. However, if you're not careful and you forget that because the index is even, you'll forget this negative. And so you'll reduce it down and you'll get the same thing, but you're going to forget that negative 8, because 64 is equal to negative 8 times negative 8. Negatives cancel out. A negative times a negative, you remember correctly from Rene Descartes' rule of signs, becomes a positive. And then you have the positive 8. Both of them are going to give you that positive 64. But unless you know that the index is even in the form of 2n, then you're going to forget that negative. And it's going to be very, very wrong. Okay? So you need to be very, very careful. Let's do one where we've got a negative fraction. Okay? So if I've got 2 to the negative 1, this becomes 1 over 2 to the 1, which is 1/2, 0.5, or 50%. I don't care how you say it. I mean, they're all the same thing, but it's going to basically reduce down to 1/2. Okay? If I have 2 to the negative 2, this becomes 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4, or 0.25. So, as we can see, those negative powers flip the number into the form of a fraction. Okay, so you reciprocate the 2 and take 2 to the power of whatever that number is. Okay, reciprocate it, put it over 1, put it under 1, put 1 over that, whatever the exponential base is. By reciprocating it, you take it to the power of whatever your exponent is. Okay, and that's what it does. Okay, it's basically shrinking it. Okay, so I hope this explains it. We'll do another video with negatives where we have this format where we've got like negative 6 over 2. We'll do another one on that later. Okay, hope this helps.